Devaya. So, Hare Krishna, do you just want to seek the blessing of Radha Madhav, Radha Shyam Sundar, Krishna Balaram, Bal Gopal, the Singadev, Bhavan, Gaur Nitai, Tulsi Mani Haridas Thakur, Guru Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and the assembled devotees. Thank you for joining today. We wanted to carry on with the eighth canto. This is the last part of the eighth canto, chapter 23 and chapter 24. Chapter 23 is entitled The Demigods Regain the Heavenly Planets. Bali Maharaj, along with his grandfather Prahlad Maharaj, entered this planet Sutala, and how the Supreme Lord allowed Indra to re-enter heavens. So that's a summary of this chapter. The great soul Bali Maharaj experienced that the highest gain in life is to attain devotional service under the shelter of the Lord's lotus feet in full surrender. Being fixed in this conclusion, his heart full of ecstatic devotion and his eyes full of tears, he said he was eager to offer obeisances to the Supreme Lord within his mind. He actually didn't offer obeisances at that time. The Lord had come to the sacrificial area due to the fear of Sukracharya and the other demons. So now he was offering his obeisances. Yet Bali Maharaj marveled at how his attempt, even though a demon, was as successful as those as of pure devotees, and which was never achieved even by demigods or leaders of the various planets. The Lord takes only the essence of the devotee's attitude, bhava grahi janardhan, even though externally they may not render full service. This is quite important to understand, that there may be people who, for whatever reason, are not able to exhibit devotional service externally, but internally, through the mind and through the heart, are very much devotees of the Lord. So we have to bear that in mind. If, however, they are internally sincere and serious, the Lord welcomes their service nonetheless. Then Mali Maharaj offered his obeisances first to Lord Vamandev, then to Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. Then he was released from the bondage of the Naga Pasha, the ropes of Varun. And in full satisfaction, he entered the planet known as Sutala. Thus, the Supreme Lord satisfied the desire of Aditi. So if we remember, she did the tapasya and requested the protection of her sons, the devatas, and Lord appeared as her son, Vamandev, and reinstalled Lord Indra. Prahlad Maharaj, being aware of Bali's release from arrest, then described the transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Lord in this material world. Prahlad Maharaj praised the Supreme Lord's kindness towards the demons, which has never been achieved even by Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, or the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, and wondered how the rogues become recipient of the Lord's mercy. This is quite an interesting point. Even Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Lakshmi do not get what sometimes is bestowed onto those who may not seem to deserve anything. And this is because of the both external and internal position of that personality. Bali Maharaj internally was a great devotee. Externally, he was a demon. But even externally, when the Lord appeared before him, yes, you can have 3 pieces of land. He didn't care. He might lose everything. He didn't care. If I lose anything, I'm going to lose it at death anyway. Why not give it to the Lord while I'm alive? So he got something even Brahma and Shiva and Lakshmi can't get. He praised the Lord, this is Prahlad Maharaj, praised the Lord for creating the material world, for being equal to everyone, and for being extremely liberal to the devotees, just like a desire tree. Indeed, Prahlad Maharaj said that the Lord is kind not only to his devotees, but also to the demons. In this way, he described the unlimited, causeless mercy, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord. So, now the Lord is, because this was done in front of Lord Vaman, he said to Prahlad that good fortune will come upon him, and for the time being, go to the place known as Sutala. Enjoy happiness with your grandson and the other relatives and friends. Because of his transcendental bliss, due to personally seeing the Lord, he will have no further bondage to fruitive activities. That's Bali Maharaj. Then, with folded hands, Prahlad Maharaj offered his respectful obeisances unto the Lord, and after circumambulating the Lord, he also entered the planet Sutlala in accordance with the Lord's order. The Lord then ordered Sukracharya to describe Bali Maharaj's faults and discrepancies in executing the sacrificial ceremony, which can be nullified in the presence of the qualified Brahmins. Sukracharya became freed from fruitive actions by chanting the holy name of the Lord, and he explained how chanting can diminish all the faults of the conditioned soul. So Sukracharya generally is always in favor of the demons, and that's his role. That's a role he plays. It's not that internally he is that way inclined, but that's his role. But here you can see he is glorifying the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. If one has fully satisfied the Lord, then where is the chance of discrepancies or faults in his performance of sacrifice? Previously, Shukracharya had cursed Bali Maharaj. Now you will lose everything because you're disobeying my order. But now, what is he saying? Where is the discrepancy? He served you. And therefore, they're here. There may be discrepancies in pronouncing the mantras or observing the regulatory principles. And moreover, there may be discrepancies in regard to time, place, person, paraphernalia. But when the Lordship's holy name is chanted, everything becomes faultless. He then joyfully completed Prahlad Maharaj's sacrificial ceremony. So we are very lucky we have this Maha Mantra. And whether we chant it properly, purely, or we chant it with fault and even mispronunciation, because our intention is to serve the Supreme Lord, the faults are overlooked. They're not considered. All the great saintly persons accepted Lord Vamandev as the benefactor of Lord Indra, and because he had returned Indra to his heavenly planets. Yeah. They accepted the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the maintainer of all affairs of the universe. Being very happy, Indra, along with his associates, placed Vamandev before him and re-entered the heavenly planets in their airplane. Having seen the wonderful activities of Lord Vishnu in the sacrificial arena of Bali Maharaj, all of the demigods, saintly persons, Pitas, Bhutas, Siddhas, glorify the Lord again and again. Those who hear about this are certainly freed from all the results of sinful activities. When these pastimes are remembered, any ceremony, social, etc., becomes auspicious. Chapter 24. Matsya, the Lord's fish incarnation. So we're going to move into a different incarnation. This chapter describes Supreme Lord's incarnation as a fish, and it also describes the saving of Maharaj Satyavrata from an inundation. So hearing from Sukadeva Goswami how the Lord took the form of a mere beggar and later expanded himself, Parikshit Maharaj remembers a unique incarnation, Matsya, in the form of a fish, which as a species is condemned in the animal kingdom. He wanted to know the purpose the Lord accepted the abominable form of a fish, exactly as an ordinary living being accepts different forms under the laws of karma. The Supreme Lord expands himself by samvasa, swamsa, his personal expansions. So, and vibhinamsha, Namsha, Namsha. His expansions as the living entities. And they would be known as Saktaveshavatar, living entities, but they would be specially empowered. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 4.8, Parityana sadhunam vinashaya cha duskrutam. The Lord appears on this planet for the protection of the sadhus or the devotees and for the destruction of the miscreants or non-devotees. He specially descends to give protection to the cows, the Brahmins, the demigods, the devotees, and the Vedic system of religion. Thus he appears in various forms, sometimes as a fish, sometimes a boar, sometimes in a Shringadev, sometimes Vamandev. But in any form or incarnation, although he comes within the atmosphere of the material modes of nature, he is unaffected. This is a sign of his supreme controlling power. Although he comes from within the material atmosphere, Maya cannot touch him. Thus, no material qualities can be attributed to him in any degree. So he doesn't become contaminated just because he takes the form of a fish rather. Like the Varaha avatar, there are two Matsya avatars. Once at the end of the previous kalpa, when at the end of the day of Lord Brahma, who was sleepy, a demon named Hayagriva stole, by using his power of yoga, the Vedic knowledge emanating from Lord Brahma's mouth at the time of annihilation. Therefore, the Supreme Lord took the incarnation of a fish at the beginning of the period of Swambhu Manu and saved the Vedas, killing the demon. During the reign of Chakshush Manu, there was a king named Satyavrat. So this is the second Matsya in Chakshush Manu's time, who was a great pious ruler. To save him, the Lord appeared as the fish incarnation for a second time. King Satyavrat later became the son of the sun god and was known as Shraddhadev. He was established as Manu by the Supreme Lord. To receive the favor of the Supreme Lord, King Satyavrat engaged in the austerity of subsisting only by drinking water. Once, while performing this austerity on the banks of the Kirtamala river, offering oblations of water with the palm of his hands, he found a small fish. The fish appealed to the Lord for protection, asking the king to keep him in a safe place. Although the king did not know that the small fish was the Supreme Lord himself, as a king, he gave shelter to the fish and kept him in a water jug. The fish, being the Supreme Lord, wanted to show his potency to King Satyavrat, and thus he immediately expanded his body in such a way that he could no longer be kept in the jug of water. So this is Satyavrat. The fish dived into the hands of Satyavrat. The king then put the fish in a big well, but the well was also too small. Then the king put the fish in a lake, but the lake was also unsuitable. So the fish just kept growing inconceivably and very quickly. Finally, the king put the fish in the ocean. Although the fish said to the king that there were very powerful and dangerous sharks that will eat him, he should not throw him in this place. Thus the king understood that the fish was no one else but the Lord, and he requested the Lord to describe his incarnation as a fish. Satyavrat said, "It is to show your mercy to the living entities that you have now assumed the form of aquatic. O my master, O my Lord, master of creation, maintenance, and annihilation, O best of enjoyers, Lord Vishnu, you are the leader and destination of surrendered devotees like us. Therefore, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you." The personality of Godhead, being pleased with the king, informed him that within a week there would be inundation throughout the universe, and that the fish incarnation would protect the king. Because this was at the time of partial destruction of the universe. So he would protect the king along with the rishis, herbs, seeds, and other living beings. entities in a boat, which would be attached to the fish's horn by the means of Vasuki serpent. Pulling the boat, the Lord shall travel in the water of devastation until Brahma's night slumber is over. After saying this, the Lord disappeared. King Satyavrat offered respectful obeisances to the Supreme Lord and continued to meditate upon him. This particular devastation, Pralaya, took place not during the night of Brahma, but during his day. That's very unusual. At the night, everything is destroyed. A lot of the universe is destroyed. But this happened during the day. In the Chakshush Manvantara, 6th of the 14 Manvantras. We're now in the 7th, Vaivasvata. At the end of every Manvantara, there is not necessarily a devastation. At the end of Chakshush Manvantara, the Lord, by his illusionary energy, wanted to show Satyavrat the effects of devastation and teach him knowledge. Just as he taught Markandeya Muni detachment by showing him inundation. So, by the Lord's will, an untimely devastation took place. Since the flood covered the three worlds and appeared like the nightly devastation, Brahma went to sleep for some time, following the Lord's desire to have pastimes. This short period is regarded as Brahma's night. Oh, interesting. Okay. So this devastation takes place, and this boat also appears, on which the sages go. The king went. In due course of time, annihilation took place with gigantic clouds pouring incessant water, swelled the ocean more and more. Thus the ocean began to overflow onto the land and inundate the entire world. The king saw a boat coming near. Thus he collected herbs and creepers, and after boarding the boat with learned Brahmins and saintly persons, King Satyavrat meditated, as advised by the sages, upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead. At that time, a large golden fish appeared in the ocean of inundation. The fish had one horn. It was 8 million miles long. My goodness. Following the instructions formally given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the king anchored the boat on the fish's horn, using the serpent Vasuki as a rope. Thus, being satisfied, he began offering prayers to the Lord. This is such an amazing sight. Matsyavatar with one horn, and the king offering prayers. And then he anchors the Vasuki onto the horn so that the boat is protected. The king said, I accept that the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the Supreme Spiritual Master. I accept that the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the Supreme Spiritual Master. By rendering service to the Supreme Lord, one can become free from false desire for happiness. May my Supreme Spiritual Master cut the knot of false desire from the core of my heart. Your Lordship gives knowledge that is eternal, and intelligent person receiving such knowledge is quickly situated in his original constitutional position. This is what this knowledge does of the Bhagavad Gita, of what Matsyavatar has given to Satyavrat Muni. It puts us back in our original constitutional position, which is we are spirit soul, and our connection is with the Supreme Spirit Soul in love and devotion. And that is reciprocating only what the Supreme Spirit Soul has for us. When we do reciprocate, then that is our actual position that we are supposed to be in. At the moment, we've forgotten that position because of Maya illusion, and we are thinking that we are this body separate from the Lord. So, my Lord, you are the supreme well-wishing friend of everyone, the dearmost friend, the controller, super soul, the supreme instructor and giver of supreme knowledge and fulfillment of all desires. O Supreme Lord, for self-realization, I surrender unto you. This is fantastic. A lot of people surrender unto the Lord because they want some material gain. But what does Satyavrat Muni say? No, I surrender unto you. Give me knowledge. Give me knowledge about yourself. While moving in the water of inundation, the Supreme Lord, situated in everyone's heart, taught Maharaj Satyavrat and the saintly persons about Vedic knowledge. The spiritual science known as Sankhya Yoga, along with instructions contained in the Puranas, the old histories, and Samhitas. King Satyavrat took his next birth as Vaivasvata Manu. So, he is our Manu, who is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. Vivaswan Manava Praha. Sorry. The sun god spoke this science of Bhagavad Gita to his son, Manu. Because of being the son of Vivaswan, this Manu is known as Vaivasvata Manu. Anyone who hears this narration is delivered from the reactions of sinful life, will certainly have all his ambitions fulfilled, and he will undoubtedly return home back to Godhead. Now that's the end of 8th canto. Very interesting, full of incredible pastimes. Any questions, any comments? Okay, we can finish there. Srimad Bhagavad Puran ki jai, Vamandev ki jai, Matsya Avatar ki jai, Mani Maharaj ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai.